In this tutorial, we'll explore how to use AWS Glue together with Amazon S3 and AWS Identity and Access Management to clean and transform a raw dataset into a structured, query-ready format. We begin by storing raw data in an S3 bucket and configuring IAM roles and policies to securely grant Glue access to the data. Next, we use a Glue crawler to scan the dataset and automatically infer its schema, which is then stored as tables in the Glue data catalog. These catalog tables act as metadata layers that allow us to organize and query the data efficiently. We then create and run Glue ETL jobs, either through scripts or visual interfaces, to clean, filter, and transform the raw data into a refined data set, often writing the results back to S3 in optimized formats. Throughout the process, Glue's serverless architecture eliminates the need to manage infrastructure, while features like virtual tables and job scheduling streamline data preparation and integration workflows for analytics. Step 1. Create an S3 bucket. To begin, we first create a storage location for our raw and clean dataset using Amazon S3. To create a bucket in Amazon S3, start by logging into the AWS Management Console and navigating to the S3 service. Click the Create Bucket button. Enter a unique name for your bucket and choose a region. For the rest of the setup, you can leave all settings at their default values, including keeping public access blocked and using the default encryption. Optionally, you may add simple tags for organization, but this is not required. Once you review the configuration, click Create Bucket, and the bucket will be created and ready to store your files. After creating your bucket in Amazon S3, click on the bucket name, for example, Commerce Raw Data, to open it. Inside the bucket, click the Upload button, then choose Add Files and select your data CSV file from your computer. Leave all upload settings at their default values, such as storage class and permissions, unless you have specific requirements. Continue through the steps by clicking Next, review the details, and then click Upload once the process is complete. The data CSV file will appear in your bucket and will be ready for storage and further processing. To create another bucket for clean data in Amazon S3, go back to the AWS Management Console and click Create Bucket again. Enter a new unique name, such as Commerce Clean Data, and select the same region as your previous bucket for consistency. Leave all other settings at their default values, including blocking public access and keeping default encryption enabled. After reviewing the configuration, click Create Bucket, and your new bucket will be ready to store processed or clean data files. Step 2 is to create an IAM role in AWS Identity and Access Management so your services can securely access the S3 buckets and AWS Glue services. Open IAM and click on Roles, then select Create Role. For trusted entity type, choose AWS Service. For use cases, select Glue, which allow AWS Service Glue to perform actions on this account. Click Next to continue. Click Add Permissions, then attach Amazon S3 Full Access or a custom policy limiting access to your raw and cleaned buckets. This allows the role to read from and write to your S3 buckets. In IAM, attach the AWS Glue Service role policy to your role like Commerce Data role so it can run Glue crawlers and jobs. Combined with S3 permissions, this allows Glue to read raw data, process it, and write the clean data back to your buckets. Once completed, click Next to continue. For role details, write Glue e-commerce 2026 role. After adding the necessary permissions for S3 and Glue, review the role details to ensure the correct policies are attached and the trusted entities are correct. Once confirmed, click Create Role, and your IAM role will be ready for Glue jobs to access your buckets and process data. Step 3 is to create Glue crawlers in AWS Glue to catalog your data. First, open Glue in the AWS Management Console, go to Crawlers, and click Create Crawler to create metadata tables in your data catalog. In the crawler name field, enter e-commerce crawler. Keep the rest of the settings at default, and click Next to continue. In data source configuration, choose Not Yet, which allows you to select one or more data sources to be crawled. Add a data source by selecting S3 as the source type, then choose the S3 bucket where your raw data is stored. Then scroll down and click Browse S3 to navigate and select the bucket where your raw data is stored. Leave the rest as default, and click Add an S3 data source. Once the data source is configured, review the settings, and then click Next to continue to the next step of the crawler setup. In the Configure Security Setting page, choose an existing IAM role by selecting Glue e-commerce 2026 role. Then click Next to continue. For setting the output and scheduling, click Add Database, which will open a new window. In the Create a Database section, enter a unique name and click Database to continue. The Glue database will be used as a target for the crawler's tables. Go to the Glue window and choose the target database that was just created. Click Next to continue, then review all the crawler configuration settings to ensure the data source, IAM role, and target database are correct. Once everything looks good, click Create Crawler to finalize the setup. To run the crawler, select your crawler from the list, then click the Run Crawler button. The crawler will start scanning your raw data bucket and populate the Glue data catalog with the table schema. Step 4 is to create a data catalog table in AWS Glue. After running your crawler, open the Glue data catalog and navigate to the database you selected. You will see a table automatically created from your raw data, which contains the schema inferred by the crawler. Step 4 is to create virtual ETL jobs in AWS Glue. In the Glue console. In Glue, when creating a new job, select Visual ETL to use the virtual ETL interface. Then, in the Job Details section of Glue, enter the name of your job as Commerce Job. Ensure the IAM role is selected and confirm the other settings before proceeding to define sources, targets, and transformations. In the ETL job you created, add a source by selecting Amazon S3 as the source type, then point it to the S3 bucket containing your raw data so the job knows where to read the input files from. Then, for the source in your ETL job, set the data format to CSV, since that is the format of the file you uploaded. Finally, after configuring the source, target, and any transformations in your ETL job, click Run to start the job. Next, in the ETL job's visual interface, choose a transformation by selecting Drop. This allows you to remove unwanted columns from your dataset before writing the clean data to the target bucket. In the Drop transformation, select the field discount to remove that column from your dataset. This ensures the clean data in your target bucket will no longer include the discount column. Lastly, add a target by selecting Amazon S3 and point it to your clean data bucket. This is where the ETL job will write the transformed and clean data set after processing. In the ETL job, select the drop node on the canvas, then in the Properties panel on the side, set the output format to Parquet and enable gzip compression. This will store your clean data efficiently in compressed Parquet files in the target S3 bucket. After configuring the drop transformation and setting the output format to Parquet with gzip, click Run to execute the ETL job. Step 6 is to review your clean data in the target S3 bucket. Open the ETL job completes, open your clean data bucket in Amazon S3, and you should see the transformed files stored in Parquet format with gzip compression. When you open the Commerce Clean Data bucket in S3, you'll see a list of your files along with details such as name, type, last modified, size, and storage class. This helps you verify that your cleaned Parquet files have been successfully created and stored in the bucket. You have successfully completed an end-to-end data pipeline using AWS services as a beginner. You started by creating Amazon S3 buckets to store raw and clean data, then configured an IAM role with permissions for S3 and Glue to securely manage access. Using AWS Glue, you created a crawler to automatically catalog your raw CSV data and generate a table in the Glue data catalog. You then built a visual ETL job, dropped unnecessary columns, like discount, and transformed the data into Parquet format with gzip compression. Finally, you ran the ETL job to load the clean data into the target S3 bucket. This workflow demonstrates a complete process of ingesting, cleaning, transforming, and storing data for analysis. giving you hands-on experience with AWS data engineering tools.